Hello, my name is Joseph Alai. Welcome to my channel. And today I'd like to talk specifically about what's a bridge of incidents? What does that consist of? What is it completely? And how can I tell what a bridge of incidents actually is? How can I tell that I am in the bridge of incidents? And how can I tell what isn't a bridge of incidents? And I want to give you an example. So first of all, a bridge of incidents is something between the manifestation, something in the middle. When we imagine something, when we impress something upon the subconscious mind, a seed is planted. It's compared to a seed. That seed consists of the feeling that we had when we were imagining, everything that we saw, felt, tasted, and touched in our imagination at the same time, who we were talking to, where we were, what we were saying to ourselves, what we were saying to other people. All of these components are compressed into an imaginal seed and then dropped in the fertile ground of the subconscious mind. And that subconscious mind will ripen that seed. It will grow, it will sprout. But it consists of, once it grows, it consists of master plans to get to the end result. Okay? So basically, when we impress something on the subconscious mind, we drop a seed, and then the awareness, or God, or that's what I choose to call God, you may call the universe, right? Has all wisdom, all knowledge, all power, can see all states, all possibilities, because everything truly does exist right now. And in God's awareness, He can see everything, all possibilities, and make the perfect plan to get you from here to there. And even in as much as many millions of different seeds that we've been impressing over the years can all intertwine together, but yet perfectly still get us to the end result, right? We can plant a seed here, 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 and then each of those along the way at different times can manifest perfectly to get you what you want. So the reason I bring that seed analogy up is because when we plant that seed, as I said, it consists of the exact nature of the way to get us from A to B. Now, everything in the middle between our imaginal act, which we can consider right now, and where we want to be or when we want to be there, or I'll use the term, I'll use an example now, which is, it's a story actually, which is when I was working, programming, and desiring to work on a specific programming language. Okay, so that was my desire. My desire was to be full-time Golang developer, and that's the name of the programming language. And so what I did was I mapped out a scene very quickly. I actually typed it out on a Word document from the past tense, and I outlined where I would be, what would embody the scene of me actually getting that position, and where I would be, what I would see, whose hand I would be shaking, where in the office I would be, and how I would feel. So I wrote that down on a Word document, and then in my imagination, like I shut off the senses completely. I breathed deeply. When my mind was wandering, I brought it back to center, and then in my imagination, I imagined that I was shaking someone's hand, and he was saying, congratulations, he was talking to everyone in the room, congratulations to our new Golang developer. That was the scene. I played that scene 2 times. So at that very moment I did that, right? The only requirement for planting a seed is to bring with sufficient force a scene into the imagination, bring it all the vividness of reality, and then drop it. That's it. As if you were there. As if I'm there now in first-person point of view, a short condensed scene that implies that I already had that position, which would have been the congratulations in front of everyone and naming specifically that the position in question that I received was the Golang developer. Okay? So a little bit of backstory was that there's one Golang developer. He did not want to give up his position, And the rest of the team did not want to use Golang. They were using a different programming language called PHP, which is fine. That's what I did most of my life. And I was a beginner at Golang. So for me to desire to work with Golang when the lead engineer was the only one doing it, it was so logic. My point is, logic said there's no way. It ain't happening. It's just not happening. So, but nonetheless, I imagined the scene. I know how manifesting works. I'm very good at it, and I believe implicitly in my imagination and my ability to manifest. So I impressed that scene, and then I went to work. And it was very interesting. The bridge of incidents was very quickly. So right away, on Friday, I stayed after work a little bit, and I was in the chill room, it was called. I was in there. The lead engineer came in, and he goes, Joey, such and such, the director of engineering is he's leaving the company, right? He said, this is a secret. Don't tell anyone, but he's leaving the company. They're pushing him out. This is what was said. And immediately I knew, right away I knew, this is the manifestation coming to pass. And why did I know that? Because it was something that was out of the ordinary in a stable company, and it was out of the ordinary. So I just figured right away, okay, this has to do with the thing that I've imagined, right? And you'll see, by the way, when you consistently practice this, you'll see that all of your things will come to pass. You just have to constantly plant seeds, and you can watch them unfold all the time. And you can prove to yourself, you can build your faith that this really works every single time if you do it properly. The next week, so that was a Friday. On Monday, nothing happened. But then Tuesday, the director put in his resignation, and he didn't even put in a 2 weeks notice. And alongside of that, another engineer left with him, right? He was basically told, you should probably leave too. And then at that point, my lead, the one whom told me that the director was leaving, he said to me, Joey, they're making me director. So he says, you're going to be working on Golang now, right? It blew my mind. Exactly what I wanted, right? So I began to slowly, he said, you're going to be working on it part-time though. This is what he said. You're going to be working on part-time, and the rest of it's going to be PHP, which is interesting because it wasn't exactly what I want. And this is key here, this part. I said to myself, that's not what I saw. That's not what I saw. Because that's not what I saw. I was congratulated for being the new Golang developer, not the Golang PHP developer. And so that's what I said. And interestingly enough, a little bit of time went by, a few days, and my director, who wanted to hold on to that position, that Golang position, because that's what he was doing. He was trying to multitask and work that, and then work his position as well, which was now director, which is less coding and more directing. So he got all this pressure, and finally, in the end, he had to relinquish all control over that, over his Golang developing. And I remember and I had no idea about this. And then we were in a team meeting, and all of a sudden, the man who I had imagined at the beginning got up and he said, let's congratulate Joe on his new position as the Golang developer. And I got the round of applause, I got the handshake. It was exactly what I had imagined. And so here's the thing. 2 people got fired, 1 person got promoted, and then I got the position that I imagined. And all I did was I constructed a scene that implied that I now was that person. I was being congratulated. It was after the end result. I viewed it in first person, right? So it's simple. It's simple. I try to tell my clients all the time. It is so simple. Don't think about anything in between. Don't think about any problems. I think I put this in my my mailing list video the other day. But it's that we just have to, we do nothing. We do nothing, right? We don't have to take action ourselves, right? Meaning I don't have to force anything to happen. It will happen automatically. It will be presented to me. I can watch it unfold before my eyes. And it's such an amazing feeling to see something that I've imagined is moving this world. And so bridge of incidents are all those things in the middle that got me to the end. Now, the thing I want to talk about bridge of incidents is that we don't want to mess with the middle. We don't want to start imagining how things are going to unfold. I've seen a couple things happen from this. Some of them do manifest, right? If I was to say, for instance, if I was trying to manage this myself, like saying, I want him to get fired, like imagining someone getting fired or imagining someone getting a raise and like trying to move the parts myself after I have already imagined the end, I generally have seen through my own experience, sadly, tons of failures. Or I see the things manifest. There's two ways that I've seen it happen generally. Is that the first way is that those things do manifest, but they have no indication of the end result, right? They're not related because each is a seed. That's very important, right? After you practice this enough, if you've done this for enough years, you'll realize that it truly is almost exactly like a seed, right? So they're not connected to each other, and you can't plant a seed on top of a seed. But what you can do is imagine the end and allow things to happen. If you do start planting seeds in the middle, depending on the intention, right? If there's coercion involved, if you're trying to manipulate through the subconscious mind to jumpstart what you want, have seen adverse or opposite effects of what you plant, or they manifest but they're not related to each other. So the end is all you need, and you must relinquish control and allow the plan that was planned in the seed itself to unfold naturally. And you'll get exactly what you want. It just takes some patience. And you can identify by when things are kind of similar to your manifestation. That's how you know it's a bridge of incidents. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. If you like this, please scroll down, subscribe. Definitely go to my website, sovereignmind.com. Go to the mailing register for the site, and you can get my unlisted videos mailed to you and stuff like that. And stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.